famous Liars Club in Chicago to walk you through my current live rig. First and foremost, love Gibson guitars. Love SGs in particular. A lot of nice mid-range for what we do. They work really well. Also have this beast, a 1970 Dan Armstrong with an aluminum neck. It's a heavy monster, it's a backbreaker, but it's the backup guitar. It travels really well. For amps, I'm using the Victory Copper 35, one of my favorite amps ever. My dude from Sweetwater, Josh, we went through several amps. I was trying to find something that was reliable, and he recommended Victory to me. In a nutshell, I love this thing. It's the best amp I've ever played for a lot of reasons. With what we do, we're a power trio. There's 3 of us. We are a little on the more aggressive side. You know, a rock and roll band with some kind of hardcore tendencies. And so in a 3-piece, it's really important that I stick out and I cut through the mix a lot. And my favorite thing about this amp is the mid-range. It doesn't matter what room I'm in, where I'm at, how we're playing, it really just cuts through. And it's one of just the most versatile amps I've ever played. You know, a band of our size, we play anything from basements, a lot of basements actually, to smaller clubs and bars. It's got an optional bass boost, which is really great, or a bass cut, I'm sorry, for whenever you're in like an echo chamber essentially, and sometimes that does happen, and it saved my life more than once. Another thing I really love, it's got an optional mid boost. If there wasn't enough already, you have more. In a room like this, I don't really need it, but we just got back from a tour. I used it every night, playing in like a concrete jungle, basically. Aside from the sound, it's also got an optional switch, so it goes from 35 watts down to 15. Also really great, we are from Chicago. I live in an apartment. I have a 60-year-old woman above me who's my neighbor. So I can really, you know, I can really kick down to the low wattage, 15 watts, and I still get a nice driven sound. It sounds like my amp is cranked. I still get the gain from it without, you don't sacrifice any tone for the volume. Now we're going to talk about my pedal board. You know, we talked about the amp a little bit. You know, look as the amp is the foundation, and I use the pedal board to kind of paint some extra character into it. Most important thing for what I do is a noise gate, because I am overdriving it with some overdrive pedals. So a noise gate is just imperative. I don't want to blast people out with unnecessary feedback. The other big thing I want to talk about, you know, that'll probably come up in another video, is the Sheriff V4 guitar amp. Goes on my pedal board. I have it down here for a backup or for any fly rigs. It's got basically a plexi and a 900 in it, maybe an 800. Individual presets for each. It's got cab simulation. It can hook up to a monitor. So this thing will save your life on tour, especially for fly dates or dates where you don't want to travel with the big back line.